yes, it's certainly true we need to put money into schools and the NHS. I'm 100% on board with that. And it's also true that what forces migration of all kinds is economic inequality on top of the war and the torture that we've been talking about. And the only way, as far as I'm concerned, to solve that is, instead of detaching ourselves from countries which have problems, it's about recognizing that we're part of a world community, a European community, and the way to solve mass inequalities and exploitation is to pull together, to work together, and to take a humanitarian view. Migration is a good thing, and I wouldn't just make an economic argument for that. I'd make a social argument, I'd make a cultural argument.
Padisha is basically saying that, Harriet, I think, in code, don't be a little Englander.
I don't see why it's being a little Englander to worry about how migration is affecting not me and not her, but the very poorest in our society. How is that? Why is that not showing compassion to the people who need to be helped? And also, if we are really showing compassion, she talks about kind of taking a world view. If we were really showing compassion, we would be actually forcing the EU to opening trade to, say, Africa, because that trade would help that country far more. People would not have to leave Africa. Africa could be a wealthy, could be a prosperous country, and could give its people a decent living so they didn't have to come here and work for £4 an hour, as she says.
Okay, we're out of time, Padisha, but just to come back very quickly on that point.
I have just heard Africa, the continent of more than 50 countries, referred to as a country twice. I think that we all need a little bit more education.
Final thought from you, Harry. You've got to come back on that one.
I'm sorry, I don't quite understand the point. Doesn't she think that it would be actually a lot more passionate to make the continent of Africa, to make it a wealthy and prosperous place so people didn't have to emigrate in large numbers?
Okay, ladies, we are out of time. We could talk to you for longer, but sadly we can't. Thank you very much indeed for joining us on Sky News this afternoon. Thank you, Harriet Sergeant, and also the author, Padisha. Let us know your thoughts. We're talking about immigration.